Pull string, win a prize, win your data prize. Everyone's a winner here today. Hi, why don't you give it a little tug? I know you're gonna be lucky. Without breaking my heart. Go ahead. Pull that when it's on me. Pull. Your friend wanna play? Come on, honey, give it a good tug.
We'll be in the parking lot.
Jodie Foster was only 16 when she played an 18-year-old who joins a traveling carnival and finds herself caught between two older men in Carny, but that's just one of the many fascinating aspects of this forgotten gem from 1980. Set in the world of a small-time traveling carnival, Carny is less about plot and more about atmosphere, giving audiences a rare immersive glimpse into Carny culture. The film stars Gary Busey as the unhinged and foul-mouthed clown Frankie, who taunts customers from a dunk tank. His best friend Patch, played by musician Robbie Robertson in his acting debut, is the carnival's smooth-talking fixer, ensuring the show runs smoothly by negotiating with local officials and gangsters. Their world is turned upside down when Donna, a restless small-town waitress played by Jodie Foster, decides to escape her mundane life and join them. For Foster, this was a pivotal moment in her career. Having stunned audiences with Taxi Driver just a few years prior, Carny was one of her first roles as a more mature lead, though she was still just a teenager. While Donna's interactions with both Busey's Frankie and Robertson's Patch aren't explicit, they do create an unsettling dynamic given the age gap. At the time of filming, Busey was 35 and Robertson was 36. Adding an extra layer of tension to the love triangle at the heart of the film. But Carny isn't just about relationships. It's a movie that revels in the authenticity of carnival life. Director Robert Kaler had long been fascinated by Carnies, originally envisioning the film as a smaller, more personal project starring Harvey Keitel and Robert Mitchum. However, as the project evolved, the scope expanded. The final version, shot in Georgia instead of the originally planned Pennsylvania, is almost a documentary in its approach, giving real carnival performers prominent roles and capturing their world with an unvarnished, gritty realism. One of the standout performances in Carny comes from Busey, who was fresh off his Oscar-nominated turn in The Buddy Holly Story. His portrayal of the manic, unpredictable Frankie is one of the most memorable of his career. Meanwhile, Robertson, despite never having acted before, delivers a surprisingly grounded performance as the weary but street-smart Patch. His real-life experience working for a traveling carnival as a teenager no doubt added to the authenticity of his portrayal. In fact, Robertson's time as a carny even inspired the band's song Life is a Carnival. The film's cinematography, handled by Harry Stradling Jr., paints the carnival as both enticing and menacing. The midway glows with neon lights and promises of excitement, yet beneath the surface lies a world of exploitation, deception, and desperation. This duality is heightened by the unsettling score, originally intended to feature Laszlo Kovacs as cinematographer and a heavier contribution from Robertson, but ultimately credited to Alex North. Despite its unique atmosphere and compelling performances, Carny struggled to find an audience. Critics were divided. Roger Ebert felt it had a documentary struggling to get out, while Gene Siskel praised Busey's performance and the film's raw depiction of carnival life. Variety described it as an excitingly eccentric, nervously energetic work, but acknowledged that it lacked cohesion. It was a movie that didn't fit neatly into any genre. Too dark to be a traditional drama, too character-driven to be a thriller, and too ambiguous to be a romance. And in Hollywood, movies that defy categorization often struggle to find a place. Yet for those who did watch it, Carny left an impression. It captured the Carny lifestyle in a way few films have, treating its subjects not as freaks or villains, but as complex, deeply flawed people trying to survive in a world that doesn't quite accept them. The The film also serves as a fascinating snapshot of a young Jodie Foster on the brink of her adult career, showcasing her ability to play characters far beyond her years with intelligence and nuance. A novelization of the film, Carny, a novel by Thomas Baum, was released as a movie tie-in, boasting the tagline, "At the Great American Carnival, she was the most glittering prize." This line underscores a major theme of the film: Donna's struggle to find her own identity in a world where women are often treated as objects for display. While she starts as an outsider, by the film's end, she has found her place. Not as a love interest, but as a Carny in her own right, running a midway game with confidence and independence. Beyond its narrative and performances, Carny also offers a fascinating glimpse into the gritty logistics of running a traveling carnival. The film explores the constant negotiations with law enforcement, the strategic placement of games and rides to maximize profits, and the internal hierarchy among the carnies. Patch's job as a fixer is particularly interesting. His ability to smooth over conflicts and cut deals is what keeps the carnival alive. The depiction of these behind-the-scenes mechanics adds another layer of realism to the film, making it feel like more than just a fictionalized drama. Jodie Foster's presence in Carny also contributed to its cult status. At the time, she was balancing mainstream Hollywood roles with edgier, more unconventional films, and Carny was an important stepping stone. She has since spoken about the experience of making the film, noting the intense atmosphere on set, and the challenges of working alongside such unpredictable actors. While Foster would go on to even greater critical acclaim in films like The Accused and The Silence of the Lambs, Carny remains a key moment in her transition from child star to serious actress. The film's use of real carnival performers also adds to its authenticity. Many of the background characters were actual carnies, lending their experiences and mannerisms to the production. This approach mirrors the strategy of classic films like Freaks, 1932, which similarly blurred the lines between fiction and reality. While Carny never reaches the shocking extremes of Freaks, it shares the same respect for the Carny subculture, portraying its members as fiercely loyal to one another and deeply skeptical of outsiders. Over the years, Carny has become something of a cult classic, appreciated by those who seek out offbeat, character-driven films. Its unconventional storytelling and unforgettable performances make it worth revisiting, especially for fans of Foster, Busey, or Robertson. Though it may not have achieved mainstream success, it remains a fascinating and unique entry in the pantheon of films about American subcultures. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you seen Carny? What do you think about Jodie Foster's early transition into adult roles? And do you think Hollywood should take more risks with unconventional films like this? Let us know in the comments.